Good morning, everyone. I hope you've had a good week. I've had a very busy one. But today I'm answering a question from a beginner who asked how I get my circles onto my fabric. I think she was asking about what pens and pencils I use, which I'm going to cover in this video. But to begin with, what I do is I use, and I will just, as you can see on my work, I use a lot of circles. To begin with, I use various templates. Now you can use plates and cups and lids to jars and all sorts of things, but what I do have to hand are these, which are a commercial set of laser cut templates. I can't remember where I got them. They're just circles. The other thing I do a lot of is I make my own templates out of a thing called quilter's plastic. It's very easy to do. You can buy quilter's plastic from quilting shops and art stores, and it's just a thin, as you can see, it's firm, but it's not, a hard plastic. And all you do is you trace around whatever shape. Now, jar lids, cups, plates. Use a pencil. Don't use a inked pen, a Sharpie or anything, because if you make a blue, you can't correct it. But anyway, so I use a pencil because with a pencil, you can, if you make a blue, you can just rub it out. And as you can see, what I just did, in fact, I will move this. Can you see what I did? I just drew a circle on the template. And if you make a mistake, it's easy to rub out if you use a pencil. And then you can just cut it out with a pair of scissors. Obviously, you don't use your fabric scissors. Just use paper scissors of some sort. These are, I'm just going to cut off the corner. I'm not going to ruin a good... See? You can just cut it off like so. Just cut out your shape. That's it. It's that simple. Now, what I would suspect this lass was asking me was, how do I get my... So this is my latest piece, as you can see. How do I actually trace around it rather than, what templates I use? I use a number of pens and pencils, and I'm just going to go through them very, very quickly. Now, you can see with embroidery, often you are covering the line with stitches. So what I use, and you can see here, I've got this is the bag I'm currently working on. So there's two sides of it, and I'm stitched on one side, and I'm at the stage where I'm about to start on the second side. As you can see, I have marked out a number of circles using my templates, using this pen. Now, this is a Staedtler pigment liner. You can get pens like either this or like this in art stores. They are a waterproof pen, and they are very, very fine. As you can see, it's quite a fine pen. Now, the thing about these, if you're going to use these, is that once they're on the once the mark is on the fabric, that's it. You're committed. And you have to stitch on that line to hide it effectively. They stay in the fabric forever and a day. You don't always want that. Sometimes, for instance, you can see here I have got a circle of seed stitch, but I haven't actually outlined it. So what I need for this sort of situation is a pen or a pencil that will disappear. And there's this is the one I actually used. There is a number that are either water erasing or air erasing. Now, the water erasing ones are the ones I lean towards. The air erasing ones I find, particularly in a humid summer in Australia, it disappears very quickly within a few hours in some cases. So it's fine for just a quick, an air erasing pen is fine for just a quick mark. You do the stitch, it's a simple little thing that you do the stitching and that's it. If you want something that is going to last a little bit longer so that you've got a bit more time to work it, I use a water erasing pen. Now, water erasing pens are quite easy to use in the sense that you just mark them up. I'm just going to mark this little. So as you can see, there's the pen mark. Once it's done, you don't necessarily have to wash your fabric, your piece. You can just take it out with what is called a water barrel brush. So what a water barrel brush is now this is going to be dry, this will be wet, but I'm just going to now water barrel brush. So that's wet now, but it's gone. The mark is gone. You see how it's gone? So it's quite easy to simply like this, to simply just go round like I had a mark here. I've already done it. And just go along the edges here and it's gone. In fact, there's a little mark there. You just go like that. And the outline disappears. Now, a water barrel brush. What are these things? They are a brush, as you can see. There we go. A brush, and in the barrel of the brush, is a container that you can fill with water. And you simply fill it with water and away you go. They're very handy things to have in your sewing box. Well, that's my tip for today. I hope it's been useful, even to people who are experienced stitchers. Enjoy your next week's stitching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.